Well, Brad, finals time and the fans down here, it's a good atmosphere, isn't it? It's an exciting time.
Yeah, it is. It's always good to expose our players to our fans, and we pride ourselves on being a community-based club, and we think we give our members and supporters great value and great access to our players and to our club. A lot of clubs have closed sessions these days and shield their fans away. We like to embrace them and get them down as often as possible.
Brad Kane.
Are any nerves just yet? Just ahead of the game? Do they set in yet, or is that for tomorrow?
Look, I mean, there are a few nerves, but to be honest, no more so than any other week. I mean, I think there's a really steely resolve amongst our playing group and our football department at the moment that this has been another week in our preparation, and it's been business as usual, and we're not ready to finish yet.
Kane made the team. Does that say as much about his football ability as your trust in his mental capacity to handle this occasion?
I'm not concerned about his mental capacity. I mean, we recruited him with these sorts of games in mind. Once we got over his physical stature and we watched him play enough, we realised that this is a guy who thrives on pressure and creates a fair bit of pressure himself. So I said prior to the Adelaide game that these are the sorts of games we love having Kane Turner in the side for. So he picks himself.
Physically, how are the team? You've got 5 fresh guys coming back, Brad. Is that a positive going into a final, do you think?
I really believe it is, yeah. I think, we're really well prepared. We've got guys who have played a lot of footy this year and are resilient and hardened and ready to go. And we've freshened up those who needed it. So, no excuses come tomorrow night. We're fit and firing, and we've got 22 guys that are ready to get out and get the job done.
How's Levi Greenwood trained this week after that calf?
Exceptionally, yep. He trained Sunday, so he's trained a full week, and he's probably the standout performer on the track yesterday.
How much of a factor, Brad, is it that you will go into the MCG, 70,000, 80,000 people possibly, and probably pro Essendon?
Do you reckon?
Well, what do you reckon about all that? Is it a factor for you guys?
No, I mean, we've been number one. We love the MCG. We every year request to play more at the MCG than we do, but the ground really suits us. That's where big games are played in this competition. So we've always prepared for that. So we welcome that opportunity, and we've also been overwhelmed by the support this week, not just from North Melbourne supporters, but from everyone else who doesn't barrack for Essendon. So we expect there'll be a big crowd, and we expect our fair share of support.
It is a big one for the fans this week, though. There's a bit of history between North and Essendon, the marshmallow game and all that sort of thing. It's a good one for the fans, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic. Our fans look forward to all Essendon games, but when it's a final, it's got extra significance, obviously. So, no, it's great for them, but for us, I mean, we focus on what's important. We focus on what we've got to do to get the job done, and the players are up and about and they're ready for it. And there's a real feel that they've been preparing for this moment for a very long time.
You say about 2007 was the last time the side won a final. Why is this side that much more prepared to win a final, I guess?
Because they're different. I mean, Boomer won't be there tomorrow night, but I think Andrew Swallow might have played in that game. Lindsay maybe played in that game, but that's about it. There are not many others. So, I mean, history's fantastic for football clubs, and we draw on our history and tradition all the time, as do Essendon. But the reality is, I mean, that was a long time ago. So, we've been taking all our picks in the draft for the last 7 years, preparing this side and getting them ready and mature and hardened and resilient enough to perform, at this time of the year. So, history, that part of it, doesn't concern the 22 that will run out there on Saturday night.
You mentioned Boomer. How's he been this week? And you talked about how he had to play an important off-field role. What's he been up to?
Oh, he's training really hard, as he always does. He's really helped me in the box. Brought a different perspective to the coach's box, and really, has a better understanding than I do of what the players are going through out there. So he's been really valuable in that sense, and quite apart from anything else, he's a very smart, footy operator. So, but he knows it's about the 22 that run out on Saturday night, and hopefully he'll get his chance next week.
You speak about the 7 years of draft picks in this group. It's been building. We've seen the good wins you've had this year, mixed in with those disappointing losses. Is it not put up or shut up, but it's really a crucial time now for this group and where it's going?
Yeah, it's a crucial time because it's the next game. I mean, next year will be crucial too, and the year after that will be crucial, and round one next year it's all crucial. I mean, that sort of stuff, that's for you guys to talk about. It's quite humorous when I hear all that stuff. Oh, gee, it's now or never. Is it? Is that it? If we don't win tomorrow night, it's over, is it? There'll be next year. But our attitude is we're primed, we're ready to play, and we can't wait for the occasion.
It's been a while since you last met Essendon in round one. How relevant was that loss, and have you been analysing that much at all?
Oh, yeah, we've had a look at it just as part of due diligence, but I think we said repeatedly that the last 4 to 6 weeks are probably more relevant. But of course, we've looked at it. So a lot went wrong for us that night. We didn't play well. We don't expect that sort of performance again.
You had a few of the old premiership players come down to the club on Monday night and talk to the team. What was the thinking behind that, and what was that like?
Well, it was a behind closed doors inner sanctum experience.
Lockie Hansen, Brad, have you put a line through him for the rest of the year now? Does he need surgery or?
It'll be a challenge for him to get up, no doubt. I mean, we rolled the dice last week trying to get him up. The decision to leave him out this week was pretty clear cut. So he'll continue his rehab. He'll continue to train and try and get himself up, for what potentially lies ahead. But it's going to be a challenge for him from this point.
And Lee Adams, Brad, how close was he?
Not close at all. I think again sometimes concussion can be, a little bit of a grey area in terms of are they right, are they not. All the scans come back clear, but he still had a headache yesterday. So, if he had a headache yesterday and he was feeling a little bit off balance, it just gets ruled out. So it wasn't even a discussion at match committee. Doctors ruled him out early.
And of course, there's great expectations in the Scott household as well. How's your wife going with the birth of the child?
She's got the confidence that billions of women have done it before her, so she's right.
Is there any sort of contingency plan? I think it's right. You said you'll be at the game regardless. Is that right?
Oh yeah, no concern about that. No, she wouldn't let me be anywhere else.
Brad, Daniel Wells, do you expect him to be at his brilliant best this week? Is he match fit to play a full game?
Oh well, I mean, we would have liked him to play every game this year, but the 2 games he's played, interspersed with a week off with suspension, suggests that he's a class above everyone else on the ground. So he doesn't need to get the ball much to be really effective. So no, he's ready to go.
Brad, do you think Ryder Carlisle distractions like that, players this time of year, that wouldn't be any sort of impact on football club?
That's a question for Essendon, I reckon. It hasn't affected us.
There's a broader issue going around at the moment, Brad, in terms of Collingwood and Lumumba. Just in broad terms, dealing with personalities in football clubs. How difficult is that at times?
Look, the world's changed and people have changed. Particularly the youth of particularly this country have changed, and their attitudes have changed. So, I'm 38. I'm still relatively young in coaching terms. So, I've probably crossed those different generations, and knowing your players really well is now more important than it's ever been, because everyone's different, and the old cliche of you treat everyone the same, is not true in my opinion anymore. Everyone's different, and you've got to get to know those individual personalities.
Thanks, Brad.
Thank you very much.